365, 12 months, 24/7. Gotta get it, I need it steady. No one give it all I give. They don't love us, they just love it. How we live, how we live, how we live, how we live. They don't love us, they just love it. How we live, how we live, how we live, how we live, how we live. Say they don't love us, they just love it. How we live, 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 how we live. They don't love us, they just love it. How we live.
They say in due time, but my watch broke. I know. It's a cold world, but we got coats. We grinding to make it. Yes. We shining, they hate. Yes. We ball till we fall. Every diamond's a flagrant. I'm signed to the pavement. I'm crossing them over. I'm backing them down. Standing tall like a soldier. These players can't hold us. It's the winner's race. Eating with Ken and Ace at a table, no dinner plates. We the best, get it straight. What's the problem, baby? Raised out of Harlem, baby. What's driving my mama crazy? They ain't trying to give it, so I gotta go get it. Harder than ever to
I
live.
get it 365, 12 months, 24/7. Gotta get it, I need it steady. No one give it all I give. They don't love us, they just love it. How we live, how we live, how we live, how we live.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Convict music. We the best. Yeah. We taking over. Listen.
Spread out with it. South Carolina, Alabama, Mississippi, on the North Carolina, Philadelphia, Virginia. From down in Miami, where it warm in the winter. On up to Minnesota, where it's storm in the winter. Jacksonville, Tallahassee, Memphis, 10, holla at me. Being H-Town, Southside, Cloverland, daddy, I'm the man out in Dallas. Better ass Cali. Catman, Cali with my eyes open valley. Blowing and spinning, going down Vinny. Drop 6, 4, 3, wheel and switch it. Red light stop, make it drop for the go. With it. Anything you hear that I said, I meant it. Kane got the crown, then spit all with it.
On the field, the visiting San Antonio Spurs. At the other guard position, Daniel. At point guard, standing.
We've got a capacity crowd here at the Pepsi Center. We've got San Antonio taking on Denver. Welcome to the Tuesday afternoon broadcast of the NBA. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And the starting group for the Spurs. Parker and Green are the guard pairing. Kawhi Leonard is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Duncan in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. San Antonio with the ball. Well, perhaps one of the most intriguing draft picks of this past summer, Emmanuel Mudiay, can be a game-changing player, was going to play, Clark, as you recall, at SMU for Larry Brown.
He sure was, and went overseas instead, so we don't know a ton about him other than his reputation is sterling. Now we'll see if he can live up to it.
And the shot is good.
And that's how the coach would draw it up on the fast break from start to finish.
Yeah, and what a finish it was, guys. Really nicely done.
Now, here's Mudiay. On the wing, Harris. Dishes it to Gallinari. Out to the right wing. Here's Mudiay. And the rebound goes to Duncan.
Well, I think he kind of alligator armed that one. Short stroked it. After doing a nice job to get open, he didn't finish the shot. No hesitation at all on that alley-oop. Saw his teammate with the path to the hoop, and bang! Lobbed it right up there for him.
And he was ready for it, elevated, made the catch. You saw the result.
And you know what, though? I like the fact that he still chose that conservative finish there, just making sure he got the deuce.
And here's Green outside. Mudiay with the rebound. Nuggets have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Fires the three. No luck. And San Antonio will go the other way with it.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
They grabbed their own miss. Duncan can't hit.
There was just enough defensive pressure to get him off balance and cause that shot to go awry.
And for a power forward, he can sure get up. I mean, because of that leaping ability, it kind of offsets his height disadvantage.
Now here's Green. Aldridge, the pass to Leonard. And now Harris running the floor all by himself.
That's how you make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered. The floor is open. Take care of business.
Always an advantage when you can get out in the open floor. You get much better rhythm offensively. And this lead, I think, is headed up. Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points. And the Spurs last season became the first franchise to hire a female assistant coach. A big step, not just for the Spurs, but really for all of the NBA. That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
San Antonio with the rebound. Well, as Greg was just talking about, the assistant that was hired was Becky Hammond, a phenomenal player for a very long time in the WNBA. And Clark, you know, you and I were talking about this before. She was a perfect candidate to become the first full-time female assistant.
Yeah, I agree with you, and it might not seem like that big a deal to some, but this was a big-time barrier breaker that the Spurs pulled off.
The Nuggets leading by 4. 3-on-3. Banked in off the glass. Harris has got his first points in this one.
Not a good idea to let him get such good position in the paint.
It's more than a bad idea. It's real trouble. I mean, he'll make that 10 out of 10 times.
And I tell you what, anytime you get those easy ones, that basket starts to get bigger.
Down low, here's Fareed. Soft touch off the glass. Fareed's got 6.
And, you know, guys, a high-energy post player like Kenneth Fareed excels at doing the dirty work. As a matter of fact, he's nicknamed the Manimal for good reason. Very few players in the league possess this combination of energy and aggressiveness.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. Talking about Fareed, a rebounder extraordinaire. His explosiveness, long arms, and huge hands help him compensate for his relative lack of size.
And he has that exceptional shot blocker instincts. I mean, the timing's there. He'll also steal the ball from you. The question now becomes, will he always be that role, effort, energy player, or will he develop eventually the offensive skills needed to see him reach the next level?
Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many looks inside.
Yeah, and usually when a team goes on a run like this, it's because they are getting too many opportunities on the inside. Make them beat you from deep.
And it's the Nuggets with the ball, following the bucket by the Spurs.
He just has not been able to get into that groove yet, guys, but as a whole, it hasn't affected them too much. Flying high and throwing down the hard one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
And really, he does that one as well as anyone. Kev, you're right. That's like his signature move once he goes airborne.
Here's Parker after the Nuggets pick up 2. And Moutier throws it down.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it, too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
Already seizing control of this game.
Total control, Greg, and as well as they're playing at both ends, I look for this lead to get even larger.
And that one's good.
Boy, this game is off to a flying start.
Yeah, we're seeing some high-octane offense from both sides in this one.
Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
And really, these teams don't even look like they belong on the same court today.
I don't think they do, based on what we've seen, a double-digit lead, and we're still in the first. Ouch, that's painful.
There's 14 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Duncan kicks to Green. And that one comes up a bit short. It's stolen by Duncan. Mill. He got it up it.
Now on the court, your Mario Nuggets
And LaMarcus Aldridge, the franchise player on this team, without question. He talked about the responsibility that comes with that role. Craig, does that acceptance come with putting a whole lot more pressure on yourself? And if so, what does that do to LaMarcus Aldridge's game?
And you know, Kevin, that's what's going to be so interesting to find out. Some players, you know, they really relish in that situation. They rise to that occasion. Others, I don't want to say they wilt under the pressure, but they're just not comfortable in that environment. And in the NBA, you get to do it on TV and in front of thousands in person.
And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Nuggets.
It looks like they're ready to run, fellas. I mean, they haven't hesitated at all to get out on the break so far.
And also, they're jumping on a lot of turnovers, making sure they turn them into points at the other end.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. Taking a look at the Nuggets, they've got Laverne, Moutier out there with Will Barton. Then there's Gallinari and it's Sampson in at the small forward position. The Nuggets missed the postseason again last year. Never really had a good look at it and just fell in back of the pack.
And it's the second straight year of not playing playoff basketball in Denver. This coming on the heels of 10 straight bursts between 04 and 13.
And Anderson slams it in.
Nothing fancy there. Didn't need it.
Nope. His only concern right now, Clark, is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points.
I like the simplicity.
Well, there's also style just with the fact that he's able to have that kind of a finish, though. Still, I like that pretty one-handed flush.
Well, the Spurs just don't go on losing streaks very often, Greg. One perk of being a talented veteran group.
Yeah, how about the Spurs lost 4 games in a row twice last year. Over the last decade before that, Kevin, they had only lost 4 games in a row twice. Unbelievable.
San Antonio calls timeout.
And you look at the Spurs and how they avoid losing streaks. I mean, most teams losing 4 in a row wouldn't be such a big deal. It's only a big deal for the Spurs because they're so consistent year in and year out.
The Nuggets making a switch here. Augustine's checked in. The Nuggets leading by 11. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Lets it go with the 3. And the rebound goes to Martin. San Antonio's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second.
Outstanding pass in transition there.